Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome to this video, and in this video we're going to be going over the dark secret of Duality. I did mention I'd be making a video on this setup a while ago, and it's time now to talk about this video. Now, of course, it's not a setup like I just said, it's a weapon. It's an exotic slug shotgun. We're talking about the Duality. Now, the way the Duality works, when you hip fire, it's a buckshot. When you ADS, it's a slug shotgun. I'm going to be focusing on what the weapon behaves like when you ADS and it's a slug shotty. When you hip fire the gun, it's a buckshot, and the hip fire in PvP particularly is very poor, very inconsistent, little to no range, and very unreliable. Now, before I get into the rest of the video, I will say, from a PvE point of view, the Duality is a great weapon still. It has a great perk on Black Wings. Everything about the exotic perk is all centered around PvE. You're not going to be making this perk work in PvP. And I feel like an exotic slug shotgun should definitely be effective in PvP, right? So if you're a PvE guy, yes, the gun is great in PvE. You don't need to really worry about what I'm about to say, but it's still interesting information nonetheless. Something of a theory, you could call it, but it's definitely some interesting information. So what am I saying? Basically, what I'm saying, what I'm claiming, is that the Duality under the hood as a slug shotgun is basically a very elaborate reskin of a legendary slug shotgun. Now, why would I say that? Well, let's pull up Destiny Item Manager. I've got all the slug shotties lined up here in comparison, aside from the Chaperone, because the Chaperone's kind of in a league of its own. So the Chaperone's not in this discussion. But you can see here, we've got the Duality, we've got the Heritage, we've got the Blasphemer, we've got the Bone Chiller, First In, Last Out, Good Bone Structure, and the Gnora's Axe. Now, I want to point you over to their zoom stat. Do you see that? They all have a zoom stat of 12. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, and 12. Now, when you go to their actual base stats and aim assistance, they are there's a lot of variety here. First In, Last Out's aim assist is really low at 27. Duality's is really high at 65. Heritage has 68 aim assist, and obviously really good handling as well, 91 handling. If you just look at all of these from a base stats perspective, Heritage is definitely the most impressive, at least of all the ones that I own. And the other thing that these guns all have in common is their one-hit kill range. Their one-hit kill range is 10 meters and can only be boosted to 11 meters, 12 meters tops by range boosting perks. So think opening shot, killing wind, and I think there's a slight chance that Duality can get a little bit more range as well with this exotic perk. But as you can see, they have the same zoom stats, they have the same range cap, and they have basically the same behavior as a slug shotty. And in my opinion, in PvP at the very least, this is severely holding the Duality back from being a top weapon. Because unlike the legendary slug shotties, you can't put Icarus grip on the Duality. You can't farm for an opening shot roll to guarantee a 12 meter one hit kill on the first kill. The catalyst for the Duality, it bumps the range all the way up to 96. But again, it has absolutely no effect on the one hit kill range, because like I said, under the hood, the Duality is basically a legendary slug shotty, and it comes with all the range caps and restrictions that those weapons also have. And I think it's a real shame. I obviously don't know anything about how difficult it would be to change that and release the Duality from its under the hood restrictions and confines as a legendary weapon. It is an exotic weapon, and in my opinion, it should have been like the Chaperone in the sense that its base performance should have been unique to the weapon itself. It shouldn't have been tied to the same performance as the legendary slug shotties, and I think it's really disappointing. And I think, having shown you guys, they have the same zoom across the board, 12, 12, 12. Every one of them has 12. Their one hit kill range cannot go past 12 meters either. They are 100% all linked in some way, and it's a shame for me to say this, but I do think Duality is maybe the most elaborate reskin we've ever seen, but it is a reskin. Even though it has a really cool exotic perk, granted you can't really make much use of that in PvP, and obviously it has a fantastic aesthetic. It's one of the main reasons why I've been using the gun. I have around 3,000 kills on the weapon at this point. I have been using it a lot. No one's probably been using this gun as much as me. I know everything about the gun, the way it feels, and it's definitely just not good enough in PvP. And it's quite unfortunate because the gun's so cool, and if the hip fire was more effective, and if it had a little bit more range, and the on Black Wings perk could actually affect the one hit kill range, and the catalyst could actually affect the one hit kill range, be looking at a real contender in the PvP meta, in my opinion. As it stands though, if you use this thing in PvP, there's only a couple of reasons why you're doing it. 1, you're a maniac like me. 2, you don't have a Fellwinter. 3, you don't have a CQC shotgun. And really, then you're just scraping the bottom of the barrel, and that's why you're using a Duality. Now, if I was to compare a Duality to something like a Heritage, I would say the Heritage is better. If I was to compare it to the Blasphemer, I would say the Blasphemer is better. Quick draw opening shot roll on the Blasphemer, definitely better than what the Duality can do. First in, last out, again it can roll opening shot, which guarantees you a 12 meter one hit kill distance. Again, the Duality cannot guarantee you that in any circumstance. Again, good bone structure, quick draw opening shot is superior. Swashbuckler on the Gnora's axe may well be superior. So in my opinion, the Duality, the truth of it is, it's a PvE gun at this point, and unless they can make some tweaks to the gun and break it out of this legendary range cap that it definitely is grouped in with, you won't really see too much else from this gun in PvP, in my opinion. Now, one thing we could talk about as well is the hip fire. The hip fire is incredibly inconsistent. I've never, like I'm telling you, I've never felt like I am rolling the dice as much as when I try to kill someone with hip fire with this gun. It's such a dice roll whether or not you'll kill them. Even if you're absolutely point blank, it still might not kill them. And what that means is you can't get the perk going. Another real issue as well for PvP specifically is the on Black Wings perk. It goes away upon reload, which is really counterintuitive in PvP, right? Because say you do manage to get a miraculous hipfire kill on somebody, chances are you need to reload, right? As soon as you reload, on Black Wings disappears. So there's little to no opportunity to take use of the perk, even if you could make the hipfire work, which I definitely can't. Maybe some people in the comment section can make the hipfire work on this gun, but for me it's very difficult to do anything good with the Duality. And in spite of all that, I'm still using the gun. I like everything about the gun apart from what's under the hood. I like the way the gun looks, I like the way the gun sounds, I like the reload animation, I like the sight, I like the fact that the gun sounds different when you hip fire and when you ADS. There's so much character here, but it's really held back by the fact that under the hood, this thing is just basically a first in, last out. But the only difference is you can't put an Icarus grip on it, you can't put opening shot on it, and you can't put any PvP related perks on it to make it perform better in PvP. So ultimately, as a slug shotgun, Duality, I'm afraid to say, is actually the worst slug shotgun in the game in PvP. Now, of course, like I said, in PvE, this is different. When you're getting stacks of on Black Wings, you can just go ahead and do massive damage with an ADS shot. But you guys know me, I'm a PvP guy, and today we were talking about PvP. That being said, nonetheless, I think it's interesting information to discover the fact that this gun is actually just a reskin under the hood. Now, I could be wrong, but it really doesn't look like I'm wrong. Like I said, they have the same zoom factor, they have the same one-hit kill restrictions. So for me, the Duality, well, the duality of Duality is that it is an elaborate reskin. I'm still going to use it though, because I'm a crazy person. Anyway guys, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be live now on Twitch doing Trials Help. If you're interested in playing Trials with me, twitch.tv/shake. Love to see you there. Peace out.